I'm Brandon Blackburn-Dwyer, and I'm here with the Prime Minister of Malta, Joseph Muscat. Thank you so much for coming today.
Hello.
We've had you on stage at the Global Citizen Festival talking about a commitment around polio. Why don't you recap for the people at home?
Very few people that are watching us have actually met one of the 5.9 million people who die of polio every year. So we have made huge achievements. Every year since 1990, 19,000 less people die of polio every day. That's huge, but still the disease is still amongst us and it's linked to extreme poverty. Our job is to make history and make it just the second, can you imagine, it's just the second time in history that a disease would have been eradicated, and we're committed to do that.
Well, you've committed to put it on the agenda at CHOGM. What kind of commitments are you looking for out of this upcoming summit?
Well, CHOGM is a conglomeration of 53 nations from what's called the Commonwealth. It's basically ex-colonies of the British Empire. Will come together. We represent 2.1 billion people. It's the second largest agglomeration of nations across the world, second only to the United Nations. And we want to put this item on the agenda because some of our nations do still suffer from polio. Others, it's just history or it has never been there. And we want to commit to make this small step that is remaining for us to make history, and we'll do it.
It's amazing. One of my colleagues always references polio particularly because not only is he personally passionate about it, but he says in the broader context of the global goals, and we're looking at a goal over the next 15 years to end extreme poverty, he says to me, look, if we end polio, it proves to people that big things can happen in our lifetimes. So, I mean, what can we learn from this global effort to get us to this point where we're almost there with polio? What can we learn for our other goals? Ending extreme poverty, ending hunger, increasing peace and justice. What can we learn?
Well, the fact that polio is not really on the global agenda right now shows that over the past, say, 25 years, we have made huge strides ahead. That's because there was a vision to accomplish things that a quarter of a century ago seemed to be quite impossible. Frankly, I think that this is testimony to the fact that if we're passionate about something, if we are really committed to something, it can be achieved.
Well, what can your country do in the broader context of the next 15 years? What can we look forward to out of Malta to be leading us on the 17 global goals?
We're one of the smallest countries on earth, smallest country in the European Union, but we think big. We think that we want to punch above our weight. We want to put issues on the global agenda. We've been the first country at United Nations level to put forward the idea of climate change, for example. We think that by pushing ahead big nations, very big nations, into making concrete commitments, such as the eradication of polio, we can do a difference, can make a difference.
That's a powerful thing. Now I'm going to switch it up. We've talked a lot about the big picture. We've talked about your country and what it can do. Let's talk about individuals. If you had to be giving advice to a global citizen at home that wanted to be getting involved in something like ending polio and something like accomplishing the global goals, what would be your advice to them? Pressure
on people like me, people who take decisions.
So you're inviting the pressure. I want to be clear.
Yes.
You're telling me that I should be tweeting and emailing and calling you and pushing you as hard as I possibly can.
Yes, I think it's part of globalization. It's part of the good thing about globalization that you can tweet, you can email, you can Facebook your representative, your local representative, your national representative, your regional representative, and ask him or her to do something. So please do it.
I love it. You heard it first here. He said pressure him. So, get off your butts and start tweeting and emailing.
Not only me.
Not only you, everyone. We'll send millions and millions just at you because, But I really appreciate it. If you had to look at the global goals, what do you think the world will look like in 2030?
Well, I hope it looks like a better place. My twins are just 8 years old. I would love to have them live in a world where there are less problems, and at least where the problems exist, there is an outlook to solving them.
Powerful words. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Good luck with
you.
your efforts in
Thank
getting
you.
everybody across the line.
Thank you.